From sheer coverage to full coverage, what foundation is right for you? What do you like the look of? What do you like the feel of? I'm going to go through 5 different types of foundations that we carry at Modern Roots by GloMinerals, and you can choose which one fits you best. Every time I take off a foundation, I'm going to reapply the Chaga face cream as a base for all of the foundations so that it all looks the same throughout the entire process. This does not give a very dewy finish, so we want to use this as a way to truly see how the foundations work on skin. Let's get started. I don't have anything on my skin right now. I have a little bit of mascara on my upper lashes and a little bit of lip gloss on so I don't look completely dead in this video. I'm just gonna put on this Chaga face cream and then we're gonna get started. Let's kick off this foundation party with our C Shield Tinted Moisturizer with an SPF 30. In the C Shield, my color is 5W. This comes in several different shades, but my shade is kind of in that honey, golden, natural shades. Now I really love using this in the summer because it's quick grab and go. This also looks like skin. It's a sheer coverage. About a pea size is all you need. You can build this up a little bit, but it's not really a buildable foundation. We're really using it more for that tinted moisturizer and the benefits of the SPF. So I'm gonna do almost a full pump, about a pea size amount. I'm gonna put it on my finger for you to see, but I really love using this C Shield Tinted Moisturizer with our sponge, our GloMinerals sponge. I was never a fan of sponges in the past because they absorb too much product. But the way that this sponge has been made is that it doesn't allow the product to be absorbed too much. It buffs and also blends super, super well. So I'm gonna start out by placing where I want all of the C Shield Tinted Moisturizer. Now this also helps with environmental factors, pollution, blue light, with that broad spectrum SPF in it. I'm just gonna tap it where I want it. And one of the key things I can tell you guys right off the bat with foundation, blending brings the beauty. So the more blending that you do and the more texturizing blending that you do, so see how I'm tapping, not smudging, tap the product into place and you get this really beautiful appearance like skin instead of smearing it or smudging it. That just moves the product to the back of your face and then you can see this big line of product. So I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time blending this. I love that the C Shield gives this soft pillow appearance. This comes in 10 different colors. So really actually a lot of colors for a tinted moisturizer. This is very lightweight, so you hardly feel it. It feels like a really light moisturizer on skin. I'm going to use a little bit more on this spot where I burned myself with a curling iron. Yep, it happens to us all. And I'm just going to blend this out a little bit so you can see what kind of coverage it has for if you want to blend out a blemish or something. So it's pretty light, but still pretty good for a sheer coverage. And I'm just going to go around my nose. And that kind of completes this really sheer coverage look. Does have a dewy finish. So if you're going for that dewy finish, that light sheer finish, this is fantastic for that. I'm gonna get really close so you can see up close. A little bit further away. Okay, I'm gonna take this off and I'm going to reapply that Chaga face cream as a base. And then we're gonna get started on our pressed base powder foundation. You would be surprised how much foundation is left on the skin after washing. And I'm going to show you a trick that we use at Modern Roots a lot because if we're not going to use water, or you can use it with water as well. But this Blue Tansy oil cleanser makeup remover really does a fantastic job. So a tiny bit is all you need. We're going to rub it on really well and it just pulls that foundation off super well. So if you're kind of in a hurry at night, just want to go to bed, great choice. Now that we have that C Shield taken off, I'm going to reapply some of the Chaga face cream. Next up is our pressed base. The color that I am in our pressed base is Honey Light, and this is when I'm the lightest color that I will be. In the summer, I'm a little bit darker. I'm more into the golden category, but today I'm going to be using Honey Light, and I'm going to show you a few different ways I use this. This is a buildable coverage. What that means is you can put a sheer coverage on, light coat. You can add to it as a second coat, and then you can do a third coat for more of a medium to full coverage. We can also use it with our tripeptide spray to give a all over glowy, dewy skin appearance, and I'm going to show you that at the end. You can also conceal a little bit under the eyes with this, which I'm going to show you a fantastic trick, how to keep your under lash mascara on better and stop coming off on your face. So the press base also has vitamin C and E. I'm a believer in, if you're going to put something on your skin, it better be doing some good. So even the makeup needs to be skincare based. Great choice for really oily or for people that feel like they're well moisturized already. This is a great choice. If you're medium dry to dry, then you really need to put on a moisturizer. Make sure you're using a good moisturizer at Modern Roots before you apply this. This is a very flexible foundation as a powder because you can use it independent or you can use it on top of another foundation to build more coverage if you want. So I'm going to just swirl a couple times. I use this with a spray sometimes to give that dewy finish, but we're going to do that last. So we're going to start building a sheer to medium coverage. And of course, I start by like dotting it where I want it right away, so I have more area to blend even color. So once it's on, I'm going to do little tiny round buffer strokes. And I am not doing a lot of pressure with this brush. This is the dual fiber face brush. And the reason that it's dual fiber because it has two different types of fiber and two different lengths. What I love about it is you can't use too much product. It doesn't allow you to use too much product in one spot, and it allows for better blending. Remember, blending is all within the beauty of foundation. So it's super important that you spend a little time blending instead of just setting on top and then leaving. Be sure to blend this because you will get a longer wear, more natural look. Let's do a little bit on our neck. See how I'm not adding product? I'm just blending it at this point. So do the eyelids, forehead. Okay, so we're gonna get up close and personal so you can see this more sheer to medium coverage. Now I'm going to show you how to spot treat and conceal with it. So just rub your finger on it just like that. Take your tripeptide spray or your grapefruit and aloe spray or your Nerolian myrrh spray, spritz it a couple times, and gently place it under your eye. And this helps eliminate your mascara from falling onto the bottom of your eye there. That powder helps to set your makeup in a way that doesn't allow that mascara to run down. It's kind of like a little bit of a stopper. I love to use oils, so you are going to get some of that pull off with mascara, but this is a little trick of the trade that I love to do. I love to do this for weddings. I love to do this for anybody real quick. You can just grab that powder, put it under your lashes, and it keeps your mascara on underneath so much better. Okay, so that's a medium coverage, sheer to medium coverage. I'm gonna double this up by doing one more round on top, and then I'm gonna show you how we can get more of a luminous, not necessarily luminous, but that dewy appearance instead, like skin-like. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit all over face and then spend a little bit of time blending it. And I love to blend up into my hair. Don't get the hair, but I just kind of flick it at the edges so that you don't look like you're wearing lots of makeup. Okay, this is definitely more of a medium coverage right now. Medium to medium full. I'm gonna get close again so you can see. And now if we wanna go full coverage with this, medium to full coverage, we're gonna swirl a couple times again, and we're gonna spray it with our spray. This is kind of a fun way to make it more dewy, glossy, skin-like appearance. So watch as we go how it starts to turn a little bit more dewy. Don't be afraid to use more spray. The only way that you could use too much is if it was dripping off of you. Yes, this is such a pretty color. The press bases are awesome when we use the spray. Every time I do somebody's makeup with the spray, they always buy the spray because it changes your whole look. It just looks like skin. It's fantastic. And you can use this to conceal a little bit, and I do love that. It's not like you need like one of each of everything. Okay, this is definitely more full coverage at this point, and we have more of a dewy appearance. And it also has more hydration, which feels great. Tripeptide spray certainly feels good. Okay, now that we have our press base on and you've learned how to use the press base with the spray, we're gonna take this off and move on to our fantastic HD stick. Again, we're gonna start with our base of the Chaga face cream after washing. Now we're ready for our HD stick. This is moving up in the category to a little bit more buildable coverage. You can go sheer to full coverage with this, which is really fantastic. Something that I really, really love about the HD sticks is that it's a 4-in-1. You can conceal with it, you can highlight, you can use it as a foundation, and you can also contour with it. So it comes in 12 different colors that you can mix and match for that. Today I'm gonna be using the color Mesa, and then I love, when I wanna do a highlight or a concealer with this, I use Buff or Fresco. This is fantastic because they have hyaluronic acid in them. Anything with hyaluronic acid, I'm on board. What hyaluronic acid does is it pulls in more moisture to the cell, up to 400%. That's fantastic. So the closest second to that is sodium lactate. It fills that cell, and when that cell gets bigger, you're plumping out fine lines and wrinkles, which pulls it out, creating more hydration in your cell, which feels, one, really good, like you're well hydrated, and it also helps tighten your skin. So if you continue to do that over time, you have less wrinkling because of that hyaluronic acid. So we use a lot of hyaluronic acid in our products at Modern Roots as well. So let's get started with this HD foundation stick. This is a cream, not a liquid, and not a powder. What makes it really nice is that it is going to give you more of that dewy finish. This is one of my favorite foundations because it's effortlessly buildable. I'm going to show you how I use it and what application I'm going to use to blend it with. I love using the sponge with this, but I'm going to just tap it on. This is a really good match for me, so you can hardly see it in the video. I'll get a little bit closer. I use about that much, and that's going to give me a medium coverage. So I'm going to use this again. This is the sponge that we have from GloMinerals. I'm actually going to spray it first. You can actually do wet sponge application. Did you know that? That is so cool. But it gives you more of that dewy, glossy appearance, and that's what we're going to go for with this HD stick because I'm adding moisture to this sponge because that's how hyaluronic acid works. When it's really dry out, you should be using a moisture spray throughout the day to activate the hyaluronic acid because the outside air is so dry during the winter that it pulls out the moisture from your skin, and then the hyaluronic acid can't be fully effective. So use a spray. I'm just gonna spend some time blending this. And watch how I tap it. I tap, 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 tap it into place. I'm not smearing, okay? Go ahead and blend into your neck a little bit. Now this is a medium coverage, so let's take a look closer up. Not super full coverage, but definitely that sheer, really dewy, pretty hyaluronic acid look. And I'll sit back a little bit so you can see it. Now this is just foundation on, so no blush, no anything else, no contouring. Now I'm going to actually build this a little bit so you can see a little bit more, but I'm going to do more concealer underneath and then on my little burn spot up there. So you can kind of see how well this covers. So I'm just going to tap this and then blend out the area around it so it doesn't look like we're trying to cover anything. So it actually does a pretty darn good job for being a cream stick. And then I'm going to do under my eyes again. It's a concealer, and then I'm going to buff it down into my cheeks a little bit. The HD stick I love using when it comes to contouring and concealing. It's really easy to use, feels good, lightweight, really moisturizing. Now we're going to take this HD stick off and move into our next category of coverage, which is our Luminous foundation. That's going to give us a little bit more baby doll soft appearance. I'm going to put this oil cleanser back on to help take this foundation off. Really easy, gentle on the skin, and then wipe it off. Again, I'm going to start with this Chaga face cream as a base before we put that Luminous on. Okay, the Luminous foundation is in a glass bottle, and this is really interesting because this has a diamond powder in it. Now, this is a looser foundation, so I like to shake it before I start because I feel like some of the diamond powder does fall down. This is a sheer to medium coverage, but I actually think that I can get more of a full coverage with this, and I'll kind of show you that. It is light diffusing, so it looks fantastic in photos, and it has this light photo finish. I use this on brides a lot. Sometimes I put the HD stick on first for like longevity, and then I'll put the Luminous over the top. But this by itself is fantastic. It creates more of a hydrated glow. So today I'm going to be using the dual foundation brush. This has the foundation brush on this end and a concealer foundation brush on this end. Kind of a fun combo. I love using it with Luminous. This also has an SPF of 18. This is a looser foundation, so just be careful because it is a little bit more liquidy and it might drip off of your brush. This is really good for all skin types. Is going to give you a much more dewy finish, and I'm just going to wipe some under my eyes so that I can work with that with the concealer side of this brush. So let's go in and do that first. This gives a lot of light finish, meaning it reflects off of light and really brings in this uplifting look. Remember, it's all in the blending, so get blending. Try not to get foundation in your hair or your brows because it dulls them out. Now I am going to spot treat this with what's on the left on the tip of this, and I'm going to put it on my little burn, and then I'm going to buff it out with the other side. This does a really good job of concealing, which is really nice if you have breakouts or blemishes or dark spots. I have a dark spot over here that I'm going to kind of fill in a little bit too with that. So right now we're definitely at a medium to medium full coverage for how much I used. I used about a pea size amount. Now you can build off this and add more if you want, especially if it's going to be like a photo kind of day, or you're taking family photos, or you just really love that finished dewy look. As I start to turn my head, you can definitely see more of the light reflecting micas and the porcelain finish that it has. Again, this color is tahini, and it's a really pretty, beautiful color. This comes in 10 different colors, and we can definitely color match one just right for you. Now, if you want more of that dewy finish, you can spray again with one of our sprays, and that was about 4 sprays, and then I'm gonna blend a little bit more, and you get longer lasting hydrated skin when you do that, but you also get this really, really pretty, more dewy finish, as you can start to see. So definitely more medium to full coverage here. Get really close so you guys can see. Okay, so that's Luminous. And again, that's SPF 18. If you haven't seen my soft baby doll look makeup video, I use Luminous in it, and it kind of gives that really soft, pretty pillow-like appearance like this foundation is doing right now. Okay, so let's take this off, put our Chaga face cream on, and we're gonna move on to our last one, our satin cream finish, which is a full coverage makeup. Really good for minimizing larger pore size. Now that we have that Luminous taken off, I put the Chaga face cream on, and let's get started with our satin cream foundation, which is more of our full coverage. So I bounce between Golden Light and Honey Light. Today, I think I'm more of my Honey Light, so I'm gonna use Honey Light today. I'm also gonna be using the flat top kabuki brush. This helps blend really well a thicker, heavier foundation, not heavier in the feeling, but heavier coverage. And so I'm going to be using that flat top kabuki brush. I'm going to put about a pea size on there, about that much. Now this does conceal really well too. So just because you're going up in the line of coverage doesn't mean that you're using more. If you like a fuller coverage makeup, you're going to want to go with a fuller coverage foundation. And the reason is because you'll use a lot less. So again, I just use that pea size amount. I am gonna blend around my eyes a little bit, get a little bit closer for you guys to see how well this works. Again, this is Honey Light. This comes in 14 colors. If you have more red skin also, this helps cover redness super well. And it doesn't hurt people that have rosacea or broken blood vessels. This has a hydrating green tea extract in it, and it also has vitamins A, C, and E. So see how I'm starting to blend this? I'm not using more product, but it is definitely a full coverage makeup for people that want that. So people, you'll say, well, I don't know if I want full coverage. You can try it. You can always use a lot less. I like to take this sometimes and blend it into my moisturizer at Modern Roots, like the Repairing Face Oil or the Clear Skin Oil Hydrator. Wonderful, makes more an opaque, clear, tinted moisturizer that way. People do that and have been doing it for years and love that. See how this does conceal pretty well, and I didn't even put on any extra for this little spot there or under my eyes. So this fuller coverage does definitely cover better if you're looking more for a full coverage. And if you don't know if that's you, it's always fun to try it or come into the store and you can color match and try a few different things. The other thing about this one is that it does provide really great pictures. When you're really close to somebody, you can see that you have foundation on more because it's full coverage. When you sit back, wow, it's a flawless foundation. It looks beautiful, especially across the room, more of that full coverage look you'll get, and it's more of a long wear. So because this is a semi-matte finish, you can leave it like this, or you can add the spray to your brush. This is also a natural disinfectant, which is great, and you can add that to provide a little bit more moisture on the skin, and it does create a more dewy, full coverage appearance. See how we're starting to get dewier? Okay, so that is Honey Light, and I just like to take my warm fingers and make sure that it's blended into my neck. Now that we've tried all 5 foundations, which one's right for you? Do you use one presently? Are you gonna try a different one now? Let us know.